Hello everybody, this is your girl Giselle Ureña, and you're now rocking with Revolutionary G-Talks. Today I have my two friends, Kenny and James. Why don't we start with you, Kenny? Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about what you do, where you're from.
Hello everybody, my name is Kenney Victor. I work at Liberty Mutual, graduated from Northeastern University, been at Liberty for about 6.5 years. A big proponent of mentorship, established several mentorship programs at Liberty Mutual. I'm also active in the community. Board member for Big Sister, and I'm also on the board for Leaders of Tomorrow. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
I'm James Areago, been here 3 years now, working at Liberty Mutual as well. I graduated from Howard University with undergraduate, and then grad I went to Fordham University. Also a big proponent of mentoring and community work, also sitting on the board for Leaders of Tomorrow. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming. It's definitely a pleasure to have you both. I would start with the main topic. What is the power that mentorship holds? Why do you think it's so valuable to have a mentor?
I think having a mentor is valuable because it allows you to really establish and fulfill your full potential. I think having a mentor is someone who sees things in you that you potentially haven't seen in yourself as a result of not having the experience or potentially going through those things. So having a mentor is very influential and important for all of those.
Yeah, same question for you.
Damn, okay. That was a good answer. I would say for me it's even more, what's the word? Just a human instinct, I think, that we all should be doing. I think it's another way of just giving back. We all gain things through life, and there are certain things that some are privileged more than others, and I think that's an opportunity for us to pass some of that knowledge down to others and just making sure that we continue to help build each other as we move forward.
So you guys definitely are so for mentorship, and you guys are mentors for others. But tell me more about your journey of getting mentored, being a mentee. I would like to hear more about that perspective.
I think being a mentee is just as important as being a mentor. I feel like without mentees, you don't have mentors. And I'll say the journey for me, or something that I needed to overcome, was feeling that as a mentee, you don't have just as much to offer your mentor. So I think that along my journey, I was allowed to empower myself. So I've had great mentors who also preach the importance of paying it forward for others, so that if they don't have mentors, they should have a mentor in you. So that's something that was difficult at first, because you feel that if you're given all of this guidance, it's something that you feel that you should keep to yourself. But that's also a mantra that I believe in, lifting as we climb. So as a mentee, that's something that I'm a big proponent of, helping others, paying it forward, knowledge sharing.
I agree with that. There's no way that you can actually provide help to others without you getting help yourself.
Exactly.
And being a mentee to me is allowing me to know that I make mistakes, and having someone that kind of stands by you and says, okay, you did this differently. They don't necessarily say you're wrong, but they say that, okay, there's just another opportunity, there's another way, there's another lens that you can use to perform the same task.
Right.
And then they kind of walk you through the steps. The greatest thing about my mentors is they don't tell you that this is what you must do. It's almost like, here are these options, you choose one, whichever one you choose, we'll walk through that option. And then if that doesn't work, we'll walk through the other one.
Right. That was very well said. And I would like to follow up with the question, what is your biggest advice to somebody who wants to seek for a mentor's help, but they just don't know how to?
I'd say just act. Just go ask the question, go have the conversation, set up time. But more importantly, know what you want to get out of it as well. That makes it helpful. As a mentor or as a mentee, it makes it easier to identify where you're going to go if you have a vision about how you want to go about getting there. And that will allow your mentor to help achieve the things that you want to accomplish, but you have to be the one to drive it. So I will say just act.
Again, along the same lines, being proactive, and this goes even in a corporate setting or just even in school, never come to someone expecting them to give you the answer. So you have to be able to provide something to the mentor to work with. And if you just coming there and just saying, hey, I need your help, I need assistance, but you're not giving them any guidance on what exactly they can help you on, then the relationship becomes useless. They really can't do anything with you. Sorry to say it that way, but it's their time is valuable just like your time is valuable. So you have to put in the proactiveness, you have to have your vision, you have to have your mission, you have to have everything that you want to achieve and bring that to that person and say, how can you help me get here? Or what guidance can you provide to help me get here?
Yep. So that's where I come in to kind of challenge your opinion. Because what if you're a person who is just not mentally there? Again, this whole show is to talk about the importance of health and wellness. You know, not only fitness, but being there mentally and having the capacity to seek help. So if you're not mentally there and you're just lost, how can you make that step though? What if you don't know what help you need? What if, you know, there's so many questions. I, for example, I thought I wasn't gonna make it to college. You know, I thought it was my only option, and just seeking for mentorship was led to me. I didn't go get it. You know, I saw somebody come my way. I expressed, you know, I was venting, and then they said, look, why don't you go to Freedom House? There is a lot of resources there for you. But that kind of had to come to me. I didn't look for it. So what would you give, what advice you would give to that person who is just not looking for the help because they just don't know how to get it?
I would also challenge that as well, in the sense of not necessarily looking for something. You have to put it out there. So the same way you said you may not have been looking for it, you did say, and I heard you say you were venting, you were talking to someone about it. I think that's the first step. You have to share. That goes back with, you have to allow someone the opportunity to help you. Let them know how they can support you in an instance. They may not know, you may not know, but you have to be vulnerable at times to just put it out there. Let them know that you need support, and you'll never know where you can find it. They may point you in the direction of a Freedom House. They could point you in the direction of Leaders of Tomorrow. There's support out there, but you have to be willing to ask for it.
My response to that would be, you need to listen. Like, being a 14, 15, 16-year-old is really difficult to step away from all the things that are happening in your life and understand that there is things that's going to happen 10, 15, 20 years down the line. And if you're very short-term minded, which is what teens are for the most part, there are people that come into your life at that time that say, hey, let me help you with this, or, you know, it looks like you could use some assistance, or there's a program that I think you'd be a really good option for. That's the universe, that's God, that's whatever you believe in, divine being. That's someone reaching out and saying, hey, here are these opportunities. You have to be willing to listen, and you have to be willing to take up those opportunities. If you choose not to, then that's on you. But when someone's talking to you and it's someone that you believe is someone of value, someone that you can actually learn from, but you choose not to take that advice at that time, the opportunity may not come back later. So your mental state at that time may be in flux, but there are people who actually notice that there's something happening at that time and they reach out. So it's kind of up to you to take the step forward as they're taking the step towards you.
Wow. I love very much what you both said. So you didn't get it. You have to listen, make sure you listen, and also make sure that you speak up. You have to vent. If you need to vent, speak to somebody, because there's going to be somebody that wants to listen and, you know, help you, give you a helping hand. So that was very good. Thank you. And my leading question to that is, where would you send a mentee to gain help? Because sometimes people think you're just supposed to go to a program. Like, that's where you're going to get the best help. What are the different people or programs or resources that you can go to when you want some mentorship? You know, like, it's not an institution that describes mentorship, right? So where are those things that you can seek and can help?
So getting away from the formal institutions that are out there, in order to seek mentorship, you can find it in various forms. You can find it in your community. You can find it in places where you have representation. I think that's one thing for me that's always something it's not always easy to identify, but when you have an instance or there's something that you want to achieve and you see someone that could potentially allow you or support you in getting there. That's, I would say, an opportunity to find a mentor in that instance. There are formal programs in the sense of resources for high school students, but I think it's not a one size fits all approach. And so my approach would be to truly listen as well, to just understand where there are areas of opportunity or areas where support is needed, and then based on the individual, I would then cater what the actual solution or what they needed at the time. That's where I would point them in the direction of. So that's the route that I would go, because I feel that mentorship, although I do believe it is for everyone, I do think the different shapes and forms that it takes are also beneficial when leveraged at the right time for the right opportunity.
I think it depends on what you're looking for. Like if you want to be a great basketball player, obviously go look for someone who specializes in that. It could be a coach at your high school. It could be your friend who's really doing well on the basketball team. It could be someone from another high school, or if you want to play football, you want to do finance, you want to do mathematics, you want to be a guidance counselor. There are all these individuals within your community and within your high school that you can actually reach out to and just get this type of information. One of the other things you could do is probably seek out therapy. I think that's another opportunity where you could discuss the things that you want to do, and your therapist can actually help you frame the groundwork that you need in order to get to that level. Some of us are afraid to reach out. Some of us are afraid to speak up, especially in high school where you're trying to figure out who you are as an individual. Even at my age, I'm still trying to figure out who I am. But that is a really difficult time for an individual who's still trying to figure out their identity, whether it be gender or sexual orientation, or it could be just anything else, family life, my social status, economic status. There's a lot happening for an individual. There's therapy out for that can help you through those opportunities, help you through those difficult times in your life, and then it then turns into opportunities, and then you can see where you would need mentors at, and then they can help you spot those people out.
That's awesome, because I actually can connect. I went into Liberty Mutual as an intern the summer of 2019. And I remember that you guys were just placed in my path. Like, y'all just came, and I don't remember exactly how I met you, how I came across you, but I know how I came across you. And it was just so bluntly. It was out of nowhere. And this man right here, he have supported me so much. And this is one of the reasons why I think he's perfect for this interview, is because you're such a great support for students or teenagers that just kind of don't know where they're headed, or they know where they're destined to be, but they just don't know what step to take. And I remember it was my first time being in a corporate, Fortune 100 company, feeling this tiny, like I don't belong here. And the support that I received from these two people and others was just amazing, because I was able to then gain so much confidence. I remember I was able to speak in front of full-time employees with you because of the support that I got from them too. I was able to see that I'm capable of, and I know that that's the power that mentorship has. It's just having that extra set of eyes telling you, look, you can go this far. You just can't see it. So thank you so much for sharing. Having individuals like you, it really can change somebody's mindset, and I appreciate you guys for coming.
Thank you.
We have come to the end of this episode, but please stay tuned for the next one. And thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. And any feedback you have, please leave it down below in the comments. Thank you so much.